This is the 1v1 beef that no one expected. So never in a million years did I think Nasir Core and Austin Rivers were gonna have a internet beef, bro. Like, what is going on, man? So during a couple weeks ago, Watchtower Sports, a sports account, made a post about what would happen if Nasir Core went up against Austin Rivers. And they predicted that Nasir Core would win just because they didn't think Austin Rivers had a bag in the 1v1 scene because he's played fives for most of his life. And I totally understand that. But if you look at Austin Rivers' high school mixtape, one of the greatest mixtapes in high school basketball history, he does have a 1v1 bag. Like, he can score one-on-one, but he's been playing 5v5s his whole basketball career. So that's why they think that Nas would win, just because Nas right now is arguably the best 1v1 basketball player in the world, excluding NBA players and international players. Now, Austin Rivers got offended by this because he believes that Nas doesn't have the resume that he has because he's played basketball at the highest level. And I don't blame Austin Rivers for feeling that way, because you're comparing him to somebody that's never played in the NBA, but is a professional in his own right. So that's what really sparked the beef. And then Nas didn't really respond to anything. But Austin Rivers was so offended by that post that he had to make a comment about it. And that's what really triggered everything. That's what really got the post viral. And everybody was talking about it. And Nas had to respond because...
disrespect, where he was saying that I don't have the resume.
He felt like Austin Rivers was disrespecting him from all the work that he put in, and actually all the YouTubers put in for the 1v1 scene. So Nas's response to all this was he offered $100,000 to play Austin Rivers 1v1. He wanted to pay him out. He wanted to make it worth his while for the 1v1 matchup. He wanted Austin Rivers to get in shape, train, so they can go face each other 1v1. And I think that would settle things. I really do think that settles everything, because now we can really see if he's actually good as a 1v1 player. But Austin Rivers, again, did not like this and felt disrespected, because if he were to go into that 1v1 scene and then lose, I think it would hurt his ego a little bit, guys. I'm gonna be honest, because he's looking at himself like, well, I've played against better competition in my career. I played against guys like Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. Like, the list goes on and on of the players that Austin Rivers had gone up against in his 10-year career in the NBA. And if he were to lose to Nas, who's never been at that level, think about it, guys, that would really hurt his ego and kind of hurt his image too, because he would not get any credit as a basketball player. And I think if he loses to Nas, I don't think that should affect him, because Nas has been undefeated as a 1v1 player. You know how long Nasir Core has been undefeated in the 1v1 scene? 3 years. 3 years. I can't remember his record. I believe it's 29-1 because he lost to Zay back in 2023. That's how long has it been for Nas to actually lose in a 1v1 game. It is different. The 1v1 game is different from the 5v5 game, because you have to play on both sides of the floor, and there's no help defense. So if you get blown by or beat off the dribble, that's an automatic bucket. So you really have to mentally prepare yourself, and you have to be at peak shape, because you're playing on both sides of the floor and there's no one that can help you on defense. That's why it's a different animal. And I feel like Nas right now is the best 1v1 player in the world. Other people have their own opinions about who's the best 1v1 player in the scene right now, but in my opinion, he's the face right now. And it shouldn't be a shame to lose to a guy that has mastered his craft in that scene. Like, Austin Rivers should not be embarrassed. And also, there's NBA players that have been supporting the 1v1 scene, like a Lance Stevenson, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Michael Beasley. Like, the list goes on of guys that have been supporting the 1v1 scene, because it is trending at a high level. And to Austin Rivers to disrespect the scene, I mean, come on now. Like, this is a great opportunity for guys that want to be pro and didn't necessarily make it to the NBA or couldn't make it overseas. This is a great way to actually get exposure and make some money at the same time. You're still getting paid to play basketball. And I look at it at both sides, like, okay, Nas's solution is, let's just play 1v1. And Austin Rivers is looking at it like, oh, you don't have my resume, bro. You can't check me. But guys, let me explain why I feel like Austin Rivers should play Nas 1v1. Just bear with me. Well, first off, Nas is arguably the best 1v1 player in the space right now. Again, like I mentioned before, undefeated for 3 years, man. The only person that he lost to, again, I'm going to mention this again, is Zay. So why not test your skills against a guy who's arguably the best player in the scene? We can't use resumes as an excuse anymore, because I'm going to give you guys a couple examples of people that got opportunities for not just being good at basketball. For example, the obvious one, J. Cole. Like, he literally just got in the China league, bro. Like, he got into the CBA and he got kicked off, obviously, because he was mid, but he didn't get in just because he was good at basketball. It's because of the connections that he had, and that's how he got into the league. Also, remember when he got into the Canada League, the CEBL, and then the league in Africa? Like, come on, guys. We can't use this as an excuse anymore. Another example, Tristan Jazz. He got an opportunity to play with the Vancouver Bandits. He never played a minute of college basketball, but yet, because of his popularity and what he's done in the basketball scene as a whole, he was able to get in. And he didn't really play real games. He played some scrimmages, but he got into a professional basketball league, didn't he? Yes. So again, we cannot use resumes as an example. And let me give you some fun facts. Nikola Jokic, arguably the best basketball player in the world, drafted in the 2nd round. Like, come on, guys. Are we serious right now? Just a friendly reminder, context means everything. So when you see J. Cole getting drafted to another professional league, please use common sense, because he didn't get there just because he was good at basketball. Now, this is no disrespect to Austin Rivers for the stat that I'm going to pull up, but 48% of NBA players that are in the league right now are related to somebody that did play in the NBA or was an elite athlete at some type of professional organization. So they had an advantage over people that didn't have somebody that was related to them that was in the league or played at another professional level. Like, come on, guys. Austin Rivers' dad, Doc Rivers, played in the NBA and was recently inducted in the Hall of Fame as an NBA coach. So this is, again, no disrespect to Austin Rivers, because he showcased really well in high school, and he had amazing moments at Duke, and he got drafted 10th overall in 2012. But he had an advantage over a lot of people that didn't have a dad in the NBA. Think about all the #1 draft picks that were projected to be these phenom superstars and then ended up as busts in the league, and they got kicked out. So if they got drafted #1 overall in the NBA, I mean, that's crazy. That means there's a lot of hype on you and there's a lot of expectations, but some of them just crumbled under it, and they were never the same again. Like, we humans are not great at making projections. So think about Michael Jordan as an owner for the Charlotte Hornets at one point. He made some pretty bad picks, would you agree? His decent picks, I would say, were Kemba Walker, LaMelo Ball, and then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but they ended up trading him to the Clippers. Like, are we serious right now? Like, what? But you get what I'm saying now, right? You're picking up what I'm putting down. Like, we can't just based off of an eye test or look at the box scores and be like, oh, okay, this guy's actually really good. No, at some point, you just gotta check up and hoop. Like at some point, that's all it matters, right? Like actually seeing the performances and actually having a decent sample size and looking at every situation in context. Because again, we can't just I can't even say anything right now, guys. We can't just look at someone's accolades and just predetermine who they are as a player. That's what I was trying to say. I'm really sick, so give me some room here, guys. But the moral of the story is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So for all my aspiring players that want to play at the highest level, you guys have to prepare yourselves and work really hard to get to where you want to be, because the guy next to you that got an opportunity and that you know you're better than probably got it because he just knows people. And that's the hard truth. Now, do I think an NBA player from the bench could cook an average Joe? Yes. 9 times out of 10, that's gonna happen. Like, if you're not that good at basketball, you're gonna get fried by these guys because they live, eat, sleep basketball. That's all they do. Even when they don't feel like it, they play basketball. Like, that's all they do as a professional. And obviously attending like meetings and doing interviews and press conferences, all the other stuff. But for the most part, they hoop. And I remember Brian Scalabrine, one of the worst players in the NBA, went on a 1v1 tour and started cooking average Joes. I remember this, and I'm paraphrasing this, but he said he was the closest thing to LeBron that an average Joe was gonna get because he's played against elite talent. Like, you can't deny that he has played against elite talent. This is true, and he's played at the highest level. So my solution would be for Austin Rivers to actually play Nasir Core. And think about it, Nas has played in the Big Three and he's played against retired NBA players. So I think this would be a really good matchup, and this would push the 1v1 scene, because 1v1 basketball right now, all these 1v1 leagues, they're trying to be like the UFC of professional basketball. And I think this could be possible because they have resources and they have people like in the NBA that are backing this up. So I think the solution would be for Austin Rivers to play Nas in a 1v1 game. But that's not going to happen because Austin Rivers doesn't want to play Nas for the reasons I just mentioned earlier in the video, which I honestly wouldn't mind. I wouldn't care who win or lose. I just want to see it happen just to settle all this beef and all this theatrics. But speaking about 1v1 basketball, I made a video about who is the best 1v1 player in the scene. If you want to check this video out, it's going to be right here.